You're listening to Christian Audio's production of The Smart Stepfamily, 7 Steps to a Healthy Family by Ron L. Deal. This book is read by P.J. Ochlan. This audio recording was produced in 2016 by Christian Audio, which owns the copyright. No portion of this recording may be reproduced for any reason without prior written consent from Christian Audio. This edition issued by contractual arrangement with Baker Publishing Group, originally published in English as The Smart Stepfamily, 7 Steps to a Healthy Family, copyright 2014 by Ron L. Deal. All rights reserved. Please visit christianaudio.com, facebook.com/Christian Audio, or twitter.com/Christian Audio to offer your impressions of this work and to explore additional titles. To my wife and best friend, Nan. 3 diamonds. All my love for all my life. Preface to the Revised Edition. A lot has happened since 1997, when I first started writing this book, which was first published in 2002. More specifically, a lot has happened with families and with me personally. Together, these changes necessitated, in my mind, the need for a revised and expanded edition of this book. More on these changes in a moment. A few things, however, have not changed. For one, the core principles of this book, which work, by the way. Thousands have written me through the years, expressing their appreciation for the key steps outlined in this book. Consider this post from Lisa. I read The Smart Stepfamily 4 years ago when I remarried. It was such a help and truly helped me to stay married. You helped me realize how difficult stepfamily bonding would be, and you were right. My first marriage of 21 years ended quite suddenly. When I remarried, my 3 daughters were 17, 19, and 21. My stepson was 19, and his dad, my now husband, had been single for 15 years before we married. 1 year after we married, my stepson came to live with us for 2 years. Then my youngest daughter moved in. Your wise advice helped me to be extremely patient, and slowly, all the relationships are stabilizing. Lisa, like many people, experienced multiple transitions and dynamics in her family that she couldn't control, but the principles she learned in this book prepared her to cope. I could also tell you of others who have benefited from this book. For example, I could tell you about a widow and widower who married later in life and found marriage and step-parenting far more difficult than they had anticipated, but who now have a healthy, growing family. I could tell you about a couple with a complicated history, including multiple divorces, 7 children, 4 grandchildren, substantial financial assets, and a new child born to the marriage, that is strong and loving each other through challenges with ex-spouses and cancer. I could tell you about dating couples who decided to give more time to dating before jumping into marriage, only to write me a few years into the marriage and thank me for helping to ease their transition to becoming a family. Apparently, their patience paid off. I could tell you about dating couples who decided not to marry at all and thanked me for helping them to dodge a bullet. And I could tell you about a dedicated 30-year-old Christian who shouted cuss words at her father when he told her he was getting remarried, but who 5 years later was showering words of love and affirmation on her stepmom on a national radio broadcast. They were all helped by this book, and I believe you will be too if you apply the concepts to your family with wisdom and prayer. But while the core principles of the first edition of this book have not changed, I think you'll love the new material added to this revised edition. Some things have. From a cultural perspective, stepfamilies, for example, have become even more prevalent in American society.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?